Hey there, learner. Welcome back to the deep dive. You're here because, well, you want to get the important stuff quickly, right? Understand things deeply without all the fluff.
Exactly. You want that shortcut to really getting it.
And today, we're diving into mindfulness and meditation. Consider this your express lane.
Yep. We've gone through quite a bit for you, your notes, articles, even bits from guided meditations, all dated March 21st, 2025.
Our mission today is pretty simple, really. We want to pull out the absolute core nuggets about mindfulness and meditation.
We're talking principles, the real benefits, the techniques you can actually use.
The goal is clarity, those practical insights, without you feeling totally overwhelmed. Okay, so let's unpack this. Mindfulness and meditation. What are we actually talking about here?
Okay, so mindfulness, at its core, it's really a quality of mind. Our sources talk about it being strengthened through meditation.
Okay.
Think of it as gently focusing your awareness, bring it to the present moment.
Just noticing what's here.
Exactly. Without judging it, just noticing. Sabina Selassie put it nicely, saying, mindfulness gives us a chance to be more present for ourselves, others, the earth.
And meditation, then? Where does that fit?
Meditation is more the practice,
Yeah.
the how. It's intentionally taking time to be with your mind.
So, like, sitting down and breathing.
Often, yeah. Sitting, breathing, focusing on the breath is really common. But the anchor, the thing you focus on, it could be other things too.
Like what?
Maybe a mantra, a word you repeat silently, or an image, a physical feeling, even sounds around you.
Okay, so if I've got this right, mindfulness is like the quality of being present, really being there.
Yeah,
And meditation is the exercise you do to build that quality, like going to the mental gym.
that's a great way to think about it.
Right.
One's the state, the other's the active cultivation of it.
Right. Makes sense. So, okay, someone's listening and thinking, all right, I'm interested. How do you actually start meditating? What are the first steps?
Well, the first thing is pretty straightforward. Find a comfortable position.
Comfortable how?
It's relaxed, but also alert.
Yeah.
The sources mention sitting in a chair is fine, feet on the floor, or cross-legged on a cushion. Some people even stand, like Kara Bradley suggests, or even lie down.
Yeah.
The key is just finding what works for your body so you can settle in without feeling strained.
Got it. So no need to twist yourself into a pretzel immediately.
Definitely not.
Okay, so you're comfortable. What's next?
Then it's about focusing your attention. You pick something to focus on an anchor.
Like the breath.
The breath is the most common one, yeah. It's
No.
always there, that feeling of air coming in and out. But like we said, it could be body sensations, sounds, a mantra.
Right. Breath seems like a good starting point. But
Yeah.
what about, the thoughts? My mind just goes everywhere. That's the hard part, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And that's maybe the most important thing. The source is stress. Your mind will wander. That's what minds do.
So it's not like I'm failing if I start thinking about my shopping list.
Not at all. That's not failure. That's just the mind doing its thing. The practice isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about noticing them.
Noticing them.
Yeah, seeing them come and go, kind of like clouds, without getting swept away by them or judging yourself for having them.
Okay.
And when you realize, oh, I'm thinking about shopping, you just gently, kindly bring your focus back.
Back to the breath or whatever anchor.
Exactly. There's a great quote from Somo. Remembering that you're meditating is good. That means you're doing it right. Just noticing you drifted is the practice.
Huh. That actually takes a lot of the pressure off. It's not about achieving some blank state.
Not even close. It's
Yeah.
about awareness. And another really core thing is cultivating kindness,
Yeah.
compassion.
Towards yourself.
Yes, definitely towards yourself, especially when the mind wanders. Recognizing it's normal, not a flaw. And some practices like loving kindness meditation, which Jessica Mori talks about, are specifically about developing warmth towards yourself and others. Diana Winston also says to bring kindness to yourself when you feel resistance.
That makes sense. Beating yourself up about a wandering mind probably doesn't help.
Exactly. It should be supportive. And the last really key principle is regular practice.
Like anything, you got to do it consistently.
Precisely, like learning an instrument or a sport. Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day makes a difference over time.
So aiming for daily, even if it's short.
That seems to be the recommendation, yeah. Build the habit.
Okay, so we know what it is, how to start. Let's talk about the why. Why bother? What are the actual benefits people get from this?
The benefits. Our sources list quite a range, actually. A really big one, maybe the main reason many people start, is stress reduction.
Yeah, I think we could all use some of that.
Definitely. It's shown to lower stress levels, ease anxiety, helps you kind of step back from the overwhelm.
Okay, what else?
Improved focus and attention. That's another major one.
How does that work?
Well, by practicing bringing your attention back to your anchor again and again.
You're exercising that focus muscle.
Exactly. You're building the muscles of attention. This could really help with staying focused, being more productive in work or whatever you're doing.
That sounds incredibly useful, especially now with so many distractions.
It really is. And it also ties into enhanced emotional well-being.
Meaning?
Just generally improving your mood, helping you cultivate a more positive, balanced outlook. Leslie Booker has a practice focused on holding the emotional body, which is about working with emotions more skillfully.
So it's not just reacting less, but maybe feeling better overall.
Precisely. And deeper than that even is increased self-awareness.
Knowing yourself better.
Yeah. Paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions. You start to see patterns, understand yourself more deeply. That can lead to real personal growth. Gillian Bell's meditation on interconnectedness touches on this too, seeing yourself in a larger context.
Interesting. What other benefits came up?
Better sleep is a common one. Relaxing the mind and body makes it easier to drift off and improves sleep quality.
That's a big one for many people.
For sure. Also, increased self-compassion and kindness. We touched on this, but practices like Jessica Mori's loving kindness work or Cheryl Jones emphasizing self-acceptance directly cultivate this.
So being nicer to ourselves.
Basically, yes, a less critical inner voice. And building mental resilience, being better able to cope with challenges, bounce back from setbacks. And really, fundamentally, it's about connecting with now, anchoring yourself in the present, on purpose, without judging it. Like Diana Winston says, helping you arrive more fully right here and now.
Wow, okay. Those are some compelling reasons. Now, you mentioned different techniques. Is it just sitting and breathing, or are there other ways?
Oh, there are lots of different approaches. Breath awareness is fundamental, just focusing on the breath.
Okay.
Maybe counting breaths helps some people stay focused.
Right.
Then there's body scan meditation. You slowly move your attention through different parts of your body, just noticing sensations.
I've heard of that.
Walking meditation is another great one, focusing on the feeling of your feet, on the ground, the movement. Good if sitting still is tough.
Yeah, I can see that being helpful.
Loving kindness, we mentioned cultivating warmth and compassion. Sound meditation, just listening to sounds without labeling them good or bad.
Just noticing.
Exactly. Mindful movement, like Cara Bradley talks about, bringing awareness to exercise or yoga. You can also just focus on physical sensations anywhere in the body. There's even mirror meditation, using your reflection. Gratitude practices, focusing on thankfulness. And guided meditations for specific goals, like Janae Johnson's deep relaxation or Michelle Maldonado's turning awareness into action.
So lots of options to try out. It sounds like you can find something that fits.
Definitely. There's a lot of variety.
Okay, so for the beginner listening, thinking, okay, I want to try this. What are some super practical first steps, like day one?
Start small. Seriously small. 5 minutes, maybe 10. Even just 2 or 3 minutes is better than nothing. You can gradually increase it.
Okay. Don't aim for an hour right away.
Please don't. And be patient, persistent. Remember, the mind will wander. That's okay. Consistency is the goal, not perfection.
Right. An experiment.
Yes. Try different techniques. See what feels right for you, what clicks.
Good advice. What else?
Try to bring mindfulness into daily life, too. Little moments. Mindful toothbrushing, noticing the water in the shower, really tasting your coffee.
Sneak it in?
Kind of, yeah. And setting a regular time and maybe having a specific spot can help build the routine. Using guided meditations is really helpful for beginners. Lots of apps and websites for that. And most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Curiosity, not criticism.
Okay, that feels manageable. Now, we've talked mind, emotions, but what about the brain itself, the physical brain? I know there's research on that. What did the sources say?
Ah, yes. This part is really fascinating. It turns out regular meditation seems to actually cause measurable changes in the brain, both structure and function.
Structure, like the physical stuff.
Yeah. Studies show increased gray matter density. That's like the processing centers in areas linked to emotions, learning, memory. One study found changes after just 8 weeks.
8 weeks? Wow.
Another one in 2019 linked 40 days of practice to changes in gray matter volume and cortical thickness, which correlated with lower depression.
So actual physical changes.
Seems so.
Okay.
And there's even some evidence it might slow down age-related brain tissue loss in key areas related to mood and cognition.
That's pretty incredible. What about how the brain works? Function.
Functionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, even about 8 weeks of daily practice seems to change how the brain processes stress, leading to less anxiety, less depression, better quality of life reported.
Okay.
Focused attention practices can improve concentration, help you filter distractions better. Mindfulness meditation seems to reduce mind wandering and boost problem-solving skills. Researchers talk about activating the intentional brain executive control, willpower, through neuroplasticity. That's the brain's ability to rewire itself.
Right, neuroplasticity.
And the relaxation response during meditation.
Yeah.
That often shows up as alpha brainwaves, indicating a calm state.
So it's not just feeling calmer, the brain is measurably different.
That's what the research suggests. And it's not just specific areas changing, but also strengthening the connections between different brain networks. Better communication, potentially.
Truly fascinating stuff. So, okay, meditation changes the brain. But what about applying that mindfulness quality outside of formal practice in everyday life?
Right. Everyday mindfulness. It's basically taking that same awareness, intentional, non-judgmental, and bringing it to ordinary activities.
Instead of being on autopilot all the time.
Exactly. So, examples. Mindful eating. Really tasting your food, noticing textures, smells, eating slowly. Mindful movement. Feeling your body when you walk, exercise, even commute. Mindful chores, noticing the warm water, washing dishes, the smell of soap.
Okay, I could do that.
Mindful listening, really giving someone your full attention in a conversation, engaging your senses. What do you actually see, hear, smell right now?
Taking mini breaks.
Yeah, just pausing to notice your breath for a moment. Using transitions between tasks as a cue to just be present for a second.
Right.
Even hobbies, knitting, painting, doing them with focused attention, noticing nature, self-care like a bath or reading, but being really there for it.
It sounds like it's just about paying attention, really.
Pretty much. Paying attention on purpose without judgment to whatever you're doing.
Right.
Now, to really develop this, our sources talk about certain attitudes that are helpful to cultivate.
Attitudes, like a mindset.
Kind of, yeah, like non-judgment. Observing things, thoughts, feelings, sensations without slapping labels like good or bad on them. Just seeing them.
Okay.
Acceptance. Willingness to be with whatever's happening right now, even if it's uncomfortable. Diana Winston called it willingness to be with what is.
Not fighting reality.
Yeah, exactly. Patience, knowing this takes time. Letting go, not clinging to thoughts or feelings, letting them pass.
Yeah.
Gratitude, bringing appreciation to the practice, or just moments in your day. Not striving is a big one Mark Burton mentioned. Focusing on the doing of the practice, not trying to force some special state.
Right, that could backfire.
For sure. Beginner's mind being curious, open, like you're seeing things for the first time. And kindness, self-compassion, being gentle with yourself, especially when you struggle. Elisha Goldstein really emphasized that.
Kindness comes up a lot.
It's central. Curiosity, too, approaching things with interest. Cory Muscara called mindfulness curious, gentleness, trusting your own awareness, generosity, openness to whatever comes up, discernment, noticing, without necessarily buying into it, even enjoyment. Thich Nhat Hanh said the practice should be enjoyable. Effortlessness, letting things unfold. Playfulness. Responsiveness, like noticing body sensations. Warm-hearted curiosity, as Ed Halliwell put it.
It's a whole way of relating to your experience, it seems, not just a technique.
Absolutely. The attitudes support the practice, and the practice cultivates the attitudes.
Okay, so with all these benefits, techniques, attitudes, how do people actually make this stick? Build a consistent habit. It's easy to fall off.
Totally. The key advice is start small, be patient, 3 to 5 minutes, even 1 minute. Consistency beats length.
Find a regular time.
Yeah, linking it to something you already do helps. After coffee, I sit for 5 minutes, that kind of thing. An if-then plan. Know why you're doing it. What's your motivation? Reminders can help cushion out. Note on the mirror. And be kind if you miss a day. Just start again tomorrow.
No big deal if you skip one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Non-judgment applies here, too. Use guided meditations if they help, especially at first. Create a space if you can. Maybe start the day with it.
And remember the benefits.
Yeah, keep those in mind. Treat it like an important appointment. And experiment. Find what genuinely works for your life.
Making it sustainable, not another chore.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, we talked brain changes, but what about overall physical health? Did the sources connect meditation to that?
Yes, definitely. The mind-body connection is strong here. Reduced stress is huge for physical health. Lowers inflammation, maybe helps the immune system.
Okay.
Links to lower resting heart rate, lower blood pressure. Good for heart health. Better sleep, obviously, is physically restorative.
Right.
Also, improve pain tolerance, help managing chronic pain, reduced inflammation markers.
Yeah.
potentially stronger immune function. Some preliminary research suggests potential benefits for things like asthma, IBS, headaches, increased oxygen flow to the brain from calmer breathing, and that slower brain aging we mentioned, maybe even help with diabetes control, though that's early research.
It really highlights how mind and body aren't separate things, are they?
Not at all. What helps, one often helps the other.
Okay, so for anyone still thinking, which technique do I start with? Can we do a super quick recap of the main beginner-friendly ones?
Sure. Mindful breathing, just focus on the breath. Easiest entry point, probably.
Okay.
Body scan, bringing awareness slowly through the body. Guided meditation, let an app or recording lead you.
Very helpful for starting.
Sitting meditation, comfy position, focus on an anchor. Mini meditations, just short 1-minute pauses during the day. Mindful movement awareness during walking, stretching. Focusing on physical sensations anywhere. Counting the breath if focus is hard. Sensory awareness, tuning into sights, sounds, smells.
Lots of simple ways to begin. So, boiling it all down, what's the absolute essence of mindfulness meditation?
The core essence. It's paying attention on purpose to this moment.
Right now.
Yeah, with awareness, but without judgment. Using an anchor, like the breath, to steady your focus.
And noticing when the mind wanders.
And gently, kindly bringing it back again and again. It's not about stopping thoughts.
It's about seeing them.
Exactly. Seeing them, understanding them better, not being controlled by them. The goal is really a clearer, calmer mind, less stress, better focus, and knowing yourself more deeply.
Okay, learner, that was quite the deep dive into mindfulness and meditation, wasn't it? We've pulled from a lot of different insights today.
Yeah, just to recap quickly, mindfulness is that state of presence. Meditation is the practice we use to cultivate it.
Focusing on now without judgment.
Right. And the benefits are pretty wide-ranging: mental, physical, even changes in the brain itself. Stress down, focus up.
And the big takeaway, I think, is that starting is simple. You don't need hours. Consistency, even just a few minutes daily, that's what really counts.
Absolutely. We really hope you'll experiment. Try some techniques, play with those attitudes like kindness and curiosity. Find what feels right for you.
And for that final thought to leave you with, consider this. The next time you do something routine, maybe drinking coffee, walking somewhere, just try bringing a few moments of that non-judgmental awareness to it.
What do you actually notice? The taste, the feeling of your feet. What sensations are there that usually just fly under the radar?
Something to explore. Thanks for diving deep with us today.